What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another Bucks on Deck podcast episode. I'm Anthony Murphy. With me, as always, Noah Jeffy. Noah, what's going on, man?
Just another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise, indeed. It's a nice little calm before the storm that is the international signing period, to where we'll get a bunch of names, and then that's about it, and we won't hear anything else for a couple years about most of these guys. Right? Isn't that fun?
Mostly, yeah. Unless they're like massive standouts in the DSL to the point of getting pushed early to stateside. But
most of these guys, we won't hear anything until we actually get them stateside and stuff like that. But Wednesday, international signing period does start. Pirates have, just short of $7 million to spend. I feel like they generally do a good job spending right up to the max amount. Again, most of these deals are a couple years in the making and stuff like that. We still haven't heard too much about it. Probably won't. Baseball America did update their international board to the top 100 Monday morning. And the Pirates are linked, confirmed, whatever you want to call it, to 3 players. Out of those 3 players, we get a brief little write-up on the 3. Anything stand out or anything like that for you so far? Anything that you kind of like reading for as bare information that it is kind of stuff?
I mean, outside of just everything's just purely raw tools at this point. I mean, there's obviously the fact that the top guy they're signing is the younger brother of Yordani De Los Santos, his younger brother Johan, getting a lot more money. A little over $2 million, I think they're talking.
I think that's what it was.
I want to say I saw 2.8 somewhere, but yeah, like 2.4, 2.8, something like that. He seems very intriguing. Not much pop, but I mean, who knows? Young kid, 16 years old. They still got time to grow. So,
yeah. I did like, what is it? I can't remember what site it was. There's like another. It wasn't Baseball America. There's a little write up where they had a timed 60-yard dash for him, and after looking it up and all that stuff, his 60-yard time is an 80 grade run time. So that's very encouraging to see. So he's a plus runner,
fun.
obviously. Yeah, speed. If you're not going to hit it over the fence, might as well just be super, super fast.
Hit them gaps and run.
Yeah. I think for me the one that kind of stood out was the new name on the list as of Monday's update was Gabriel Rodriguez, 6'2" center fielder, has plus speed. He's starting to show a little more power, which is encouraging, showing that he's trending in the right direction as far as body growth and stuff like that. 6'2" frame that is pretty ideal to maybe add to get that over the fence power. And if you can keep that run time, that's a pretty good combination to have. So newer name on the list. Seems that the Pirates are pretty excited about him. So he'll be fun to watch. Be interesting to see.
Yeah, and then obviously the newest that popped up. Being that Morel, that
he's talking about the Daryl Morel guy that they got from the Dodgers. When life comes at you.
I mean, it was something that we had previously discussed when initially talking about Sasaki. It'd be interesting to see the potential, not downfall, the downstream effect that would happen. And just saying tongue in cheek, it'd be nice if the Pirates could take advantage of that situation, and it turns out they did, which is nice. Which it works out for Morel too, because he got double the money basically.
I mean, it's always nice. You get a little bidding war going in for a new player in there, and I mean, Was it the BA write-up mentioned something about like potentially 70 grade raw power? And like when we got that video from John that I posted on the site Monday. Was it Monday? Sunday or Monday? One of the days. I think it was Sunday. That the sound of the crack of the bat when you made contact, then you can tell that ball went a good distance. So he'll obviously people, Pirates fans are already comparing him to O'Neal Cruz, taller, lanky, left-handed hitting shortstop with raw power.
At the benefit of a pitcher going to the Dodgers.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard not to draw the parallels to that, but obviously let's give the kid a couple years to see before we.
What kind of got me really excited too is the fact that, I mean, it's not. Oh man, why is his name escaping me now? Tony Blanco Jr. 80 grade raw power, but BA was mentioning 70 grade raw power at the shortstop position is very exciting. Yeah. Plus, just the other shortstops, young like international shortstops they already had. This recent draft they just had, they're bringing in a lot of athletic shortstop types, which is going to be very fun.
If only there was a website / podcast who had been saying that for multiple years now for them to do.
Especially ones that were like, it'd be nice if we got ones that could field to help our pitchers out too.
Yeah.
So
they draft a shortstop and then you look at them, it's like, well, that's not really a shortstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. These guys look like they're shortstops.
Yeah, or they get these guys where it's like they're an average second baseman, but they're like, we'll give them some time at shortstop, and you're just like, no, stop it,
please. I hate to bring it up, but like I love Mitch Jebb, but like watching him play in the dirt when I was in Greensboro, man, that was rough. That was rough. And
if you listen to this podcast, I'm sorry, but Kervin Pichardo, watching him play infield was third base or shortstop at times was tough.
It was. So, all right. So international signing period starts Wednesday. We know 3 names. We know 3 names up now. There'll be plenty others. And check out the site. Obviously, we'll have the signing bonus tracker where we'll keep update of names, any bonuses that we can get a hold of, any video like we got from John, scouting reports, all that stuff. We'll have all that up on the site. I'll probably go ahead and post the tracker Tuesday when this comes out, just to have it out and people can get used to navigating towards it. But moving on to the next topic, the Pirates actually made a move. They actually did something that we can talk about. Not only did they make a free agent signing that we can talk about, but they also added a completely extra layer to that signing to give us a whole nother topic. So it's like, okay, so the Pirates, they signed Caleb Ferguson, left-handed pitcher, mostly a reliever. His career has made some starts here and there. They add, which is good. The Pirates they only had one other left-handed reliever on the 40-man roster, so they added that. But they added the extra layer of they're potentially going to stretch him out to put him on a starter schedule in spring training to, I guess, maybe see if that works. Maybe they can starting pitcher, whatever. So 2 parts to this. When you first heard the signing, what did you think? And then when they added that, I think it was Alex was the one who broke it, adding the extra layer of the potential starting pitching.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at first it was an interesting name. I think it was a name that at least I had seen people bring up previously as someone intriguing. I don't know if that's the right word to say. I mean, it's obviously not a sexy pickup. I don't know if it's much of a needle mover. It's a lefty, so that's good. I mean, it's a major league deal, so I'd imagine it's pretty assured he's going to get a spot. because the other person in the fold would be that probably means that Joey Wentz is on the probably going to AAA unless he does something enough to stick. The whole starter piece of information is interesting, just with regards to. I mean, I guess it could be another one of those instances where it's just like, yeah, we're going to give him a chance to start, but if Bubba has like a Jared Jones type spring training, it's not going to be difficult to just say, all right, Ferguson to the bullpen. Like you're not bringing in a $15 million starter where it's like, we kind of got to give it to him type of deal. Yeah. Or there's the potential that, they could still flip a starter. I mean, there were rumblings of Jones and Keller. I don't think we've really heard anything since the winter meetings, maybe.
Yeah.
Falter was someone I had thrown out there as would be interesting to dangle as a trade chip, which, I mean, could still be a possibility at 2.5 or not 2.5, 2.2 million. He's a lefty, years of control. So that's an asset. So, and you would trade a lefty and already have another lefty that maybe they saw something in. And I mean, because you got to also take into effect that he was with the Dodgers and he might be starter capable. Just it's the Dodgers, and when are you going to start with all the starters they have? Even through all the injuries, they still had like 12 high-end starters. And I was even just trying to sit here and think while talking. Not Tony Gonsolin. Who's the other reliever, like long reliever they had that would spot start occasionally? Ross Stripling.
Yeah.
And he went to the Oakland, right?
I believe so.
Sorry, Sacramento now. Or it might have been the Giants. I'll have to look that up now. But I mean, a similar situation to that where it's just he could start, but he's not going to start for the Dodgers. Okay, I was right the first time. Well, yeah, technically he left the Dodgers, went to Toronto, then to the Giants, and then to Oakland, now Sacramento.
Okay.
But yeah.
A lot of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know some people got upset with it when they first saw it. I feel like everyone's kind of like calmed down to it. I think it was a bunch of just like initial hot take reaction kind of thing. I didn't see like an issue with the idea of doing what it kind of told me too is like that the Pirates could be obviously you would probably lean towards the people that are on your 40-man roster, but the stretching Caleb Ferguson out would be perfect in a scenario where Johan Oviedo is going to be your fifth starter to start the season because you're probably going to want to ease him in. So having like a sixth guy that you can kind of piggyback or that can eat up like multiple innings and stuff like that, just in case you want to cut Oviedo down an inning or two for a start or something like that. So this kind of makes sense. So it kind of gives me the feeling that unless the Pirates are perfectly okay with going into the season now with Oviedo as the fifth starter, unless like Bubba Chaney like walks into camp and just blows the door off everything and makes it like impossible to go north without him kind of thing. So that's how I kind of felt with it. I love the signing. The fastball got beat around a little bit in 2024. I think it had like over 500 expected slugging or something like that. It got hit pretty hard, and it's had years to where it's been good. I think this is like the perfect thing for like, they have Oscar Marine and like, Brent Strom now to kind of, they can tinker with things a little bit to kind of get things right. I don't know. I like it. It gives them another lefty. I still feel like there's a scenario kind of like looking at the reliever options. There's probably a scenario to where you keep Ferguson and Wentz in the bullpen, unless like Wentz just kind of comes out and it's just like really poopy.
It never hurts to have two lefties.
Yeah.
Plus,
So
I'd
like
say even I feel like we said the same thing about Wentz too, where the fastball did get kind of popped a bit, but it does have some intriguing,
yeah,
like stuff. Plus, I think it was TJ Stats had the 4.6 vertical approach angle,
yeah.
sitting around like 94. I think Fangraphs stuff plus was like 80 something, which isn't great, but I think there's something to play there on top of just like his slider slurve is kind of a pretty hot pitch.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some stuff there to work with, and I didn't have a chance to kind of look at the like the shape characteristics of the fastball or anything like that. So I didn't see if it was just something that like it's always been like ugly and it finally just got punished, or if there's something off with it this year or last year. But I love the deal. $3 million. $3 million, like regardless of what you get out of him, if you can make like a makeshift starter, back of the rotation starter at 3 million, that's like just as good, if
Which
not better, than getting 70 innings out of the bullpen from the guy. Which I kind of feel like that's kind of what you're probably going to want to push him. Maybe be a guy that can, especially early in the season, like eat 2 or 3 innings or something like that, as some of the starters are getting stretched out.
Which in actually on that with regards to previous seasons, it at least on Fangraphs stuff plus it, I mean 2020 was a 114, 2022 was a 106, and 2023 was a 108, and then last year an 88. So there might have been something that the Yankees or Houston did that got him away from what he was doing in with the Dodgers, and maybe the Dodgers, not Dodgers, but the Pirates get him back to what he was, pre-Yankees, and gets that fastball to pop again.
I'd be interesting to see, because like I know the numbers weren't very good with the Yankees, but then they started popping again once he went to Houston. So I wonder if there's a way we can see like the stuff plus splits between the two stops, because that would be interesting to see. Like,
well, between the Yankees and Houston,
yeah.
Well, the biggest difference was that, which this part is kind of interesting in itself, that at least per the Fangraph stuff plus, it's showing that 2024 was the first year that he threw a sinker, which got substantially better in Houston. But Yankees are a team that do kind of love sinker guys. I mean, Clay Holmes, they brought him in and revamped his sinker and turned him into a shutdown closer. They were picking up former Pirates prospects like Gary De Los Santos, and I know there were other guys that were like generally heavy sinker guys, or two seam, that they just loved picking up after getting let go.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I kind of feel like this is kind of like he has such a long track record with like success, at least when it comes to the fastball, that like I'm willing to overlook like a 1 year off thing, especially with having like the Oscar Marine and Brent Strom kind of combination there to work with stuff and everything like that. On top of Ferguson, I also wanted to talk a little bit about like the bullpen in general, kind of get your thoughts on, like, obviously they haven't done too much to add it. They've added a whole slew of non-roster guys. They announced like 13 players that'll be non-roster invites this upcoming year. They said more will be coming later. Obviously, they haven't made the Ferguson's like the big move so far, but what's your feelings on the bullpen as it stands now heading into 2025, the 2025 season?
I guess just over the years, bullpens to me are just kind of, I mean, it's important, but in a lot of sense, it's just like get guys with big stuff kind of deal and hope it clicks. Which, I mean, is what happened with Dennis Santana, this waiver wire pickup out of the blue, and the dude was unhittable down the stretch. Whereas, David Bednar was the perennial all-star shutdown, one of the best closers in the game, and all of a sudden, kerplunk. So it's it's one of those areas where, with the types of prospects they have, with the types of stuff they have, it could be a strong point, or like my guy, perfect example, not Kyle Nicholas. If he's commanding the ball, he's gonna be unhittable. If he's not, he's gonna be walking guys, and then just needs like one hit, or walk a run in, or anything like that. Where it could easily go sideways.
That's why we will have Braxton Ashcraft as the closer by the end of 2025, because David Bednar will work stuff out, and the Pirates will get smart and trade him when his value gets back up, like they should have did a couple years ago. And Braxton Ashcraft will be the closer by the end of the year, because we don't have to worry about the walks thing with him, because he throws strikes, and he throws a lot of strikes.
Yeah, and
command. And in all honesty, I do believe his
multiple pitches very, very well.
Yeah. I just feel like the fastball plays a lot better in shorter outings for him after watching some of the stuff. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because I know you're a big Kyle Nicholas guy. It's an option. And I'm a big Kyle Nicholas guy too. But I think watching some of the Ashcraft stuff,
Kyle Nicholas can set up. He can set up Braxton Ashcraft. I'm cool with that.
Beautiful. Look, it's all better when we're working in unison like this, instead of the whole Hudson Head, Sammy Ciani thing we had going on for years.
I won. I win.
I mean, did you though? Like, Ciani's still just in Double A.
Yes. Where's Hudson Head? Where's Hudson Head?
He might be in Double A to start this year. We don't know that. They might just end up at the same place again.
Yeah. You never know.
I mean, I think we know, but
yeah.
Yeah. So, like, going through the quick glance of the non-roster guys, was there anyone that kind of like stood out that you're kind of interested in seeing this spring? The non-roster guys that we know so far. Obviously, there'll probably be more by time things kick off. But of the ones that we know, like 100% can confirm now, is there?
We have 500 of them at this point, but I mean, Nick Solak's kind of interesting, just because I know he was like a top 100 prospect, like one of the best second basemen in the minors. So I don't know. He's kind of interesting.
Matt Haig do some wonders. I have a guy that is actually technically a familiar name. He's had 2 stints with the Pirates before. He just never pitched for them. And I was kind of digging more into Carson Fulmer a little bit more.
Yeah.
And like this works perfectly too. So over the last 2 years, his ERA plus is 106, so slightly above average. He had a 36% whiff rate with his changeup last year, and a 264 xWOBA. So not a lot of good contact. Missed a lot of bats with the changeup. That was his primary pitch. And if you think about it, most of the time you're right-handed pitcher, you're going to throw the changeup against the lefties. If the Pirates, go with Ferguson as in the rotation, or just, they don't bring in any more guys, this could be a guy that can theoretically face some lefties too because of the changeup. Maybe you can use him in more lefty situations. So just kind of looking at his stuff, and the sweeper and the curveball had pretty good whiff rates. He didn't use it much. So, but, maybe that's something that they can kind of tinker with in camp, tell him to use the sweeper a little bit more. Maybe this like a changeup, sweeper, sinker, just go with those 3 kind of pitches, and maybe they'll all tunnel off each other pretty well, and you could get a little bit more out of it. So I don't know, just looking at him a little bit more throughout the day, he's kind of a guy that's kind of stood out for me. Non-roster guy, so if he doesn't make it, and the Pirates have like a slew of righties already as it is, so like maybe he just doesn't. Maybe it's not that he doesn't have a good spring, but maybe it's just the fact that everyone already on the 40-man kind of clicks, and they don't need him, so they kind of slide him down. Yeah. But I think of the non-roster guys, he kind of stands out the most, like right now. So,
Yeah, I mean, non-roster. Yeah.
Yeah, non-roster. It's whatever, but maybe you have like a couple of
There's
guys every couple of years that kind of really bring it during spring, and they kind of force their hand to keep them around, kind of thing.
I was, I was like, yeah, why don't I at least bring it up? Say Derek Hall was a guy that kind of had a hot run with the Phillies, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was like an interesting guy at one point for a while. He's like a left-handed first baseman or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
I kind of
yeah, that's what 2022 he hit 9 home runs at an 804 OPS in 42 games.
I kind of feel like he's just gonna be like Seth Beer, like the
Probably.
2025 Seth Beer, just a left-handed first baseman at Indy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he's had some success. So, and like new pitching coach or new hitting coach, maybe they cook something up.
Matt Haig.
So, Matt Haig all the way. So, yeah. So interesting stuff from the bullpen. We'll see if David Bednar can bounce back. Obviously we mentioned Kyle Nicholas already, Dennis Santana, Carmen Majinski.
Which, yeah, I mean, that'll be nice. He'll be healthy.
Yeah. What was it? I'm kind of intrigued to see Elvis Alvarado a little bit more, just because of the fastball. Fastball is really good, upper 90s. Missed a lot of kind of stuff. Can't throw. Had
if he
a lot
throws
of strike
strikes.
throwing issues. Yeah. One of those.
Which, yeah, there's a perfect example. That dude finds the zone.
They're cooking with something, man.
Lights out.
Yeah.
He's got to find the zone.
So, but man, baseball's almost here. Like we're creeping up on a month from the first spring training game. I think first spring training game is like February 22nd. So,
man, everything. I feel like everything comes a lot earlier this year.
That's because it's like a week. It's like a whole week in February that they're playing games. Everything's sooner now because they do those overseas stuff now, though. I think so.
Yeah, Mardi Gras messes everything up.
Fair enough. But hey, look at that! I think we're able to keep this one nice, clean, and short, and everything like that. Did you have any NOLA knowledge for us?
No.
I will say, and
sleep is very important.
What is very important?
Sleep.
Yeah. Yep. I got drug out of bed nice, bright, and early this Monday morning for NS9. That was fun. But
I bet it was.
I was gonna say, like, we talked about it a little bit before we started recording. I finally sucked it up and bought me a new computer chair, and I hate it. Like my biggest fear of doing this whole process is exactly what unfolded. Like, it was a good deal. Like, the chair was like $300, but they had it on sale at Staples for like $100. So I'm like, sure, whatever, I'll do it. Get here, put it together, and it's just as uncomfortable as my old one. And
probably just needs broken in.
I guess. I hope so.
Get you a full-on recliner or something.
I had one of those in there, and Kim took it to the living room. So yeah. We'll have to talk to her about that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. I know I've said this the last couple shows. We should probably be back on a regular schedule now. We need to start getting accustomed to that because the season is getting close. So we'll cook up some stuff. We should be back next week. Before we close it out, Nola, you have any or you don't have any NOLA knowledge? How can people find you on social media?
At Nola Jeffy, NOLAJEFFY.
I've come to figure out, and like it's like this kind of stuff doesn't like concern me anymore because like there's so much drama in like Pittsburgh media that doesn't even include me sometimes. I really like Blue Sky. I think Blue Sky is like clearly better, but it doesn't match the entertainment value is unmatched on Twitter still. Like
True story.
it's an addiction at this point. Like I have to go on there and like I want to see what drama's going on.
Scroll.
Yeah, I have to see the drama. And there's no drama on Blue Sky yet. So find me on Twitter at @double_Murphy88. Blue Sky, Anthony Murphy. That whatever all the stuff after it is.
You just had to confuse the people.
Yeah, yep. Well, I guess I was the first Anthony Murphy to sign up, so I'm special. Or at least the first person who tried to use that handle. Subscribe, Bucks on Deck Substack. We have our top 25 prospects for the site. We finally came to an agreement on the final list. I have that. I've started working on the player write-ups. That should be out the first week of February. Go ahead and subscribe to the site so you get access to the scouting reports, the player features and the video breakdowns that I do throughout the year.
You're going to be a busy boy soon.
Oh, man, I think I was on my laptop for like 5 hours straight doing nothing but writing. And I finally said, like, I need to get up and look at something else other than my computer screen. Plus it was dead. So I had to charge it.
You needed to get up and find a comfier chair.
Yeah, that too. My second Baseball America article should be out this week sometimes. I don't know the posting schedule, but it's sent in and they started releasing January stuff. So be on the lookout for that. DK Pittsburgh Sports. I also do a prospect of the day there. Running out of names to go over though, so got to kind of stretch that out to get to February. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.
Deuces.